And by heavens, the hard way. You should live that life to live the hard way, learn the hard way. Yes, Baba used to swear black and blue. And why not? Why not? He was the perfect master. He was our guru. He was the king. We were the slaves. You know, in India, they say, they welcome this cursed words when the master or the must abuses them, and it is indeed a fact. They welcome it. And when somebody beats anybody, he is damn jubilant. He is damn jubilant. It's indeed a fact, really a fact, that perfect master, by beating him, has burnt his samskars out, has eliminated so many births and deaths. Should he not be jubilant? Should he cry over it? Oh no. That's why they welcome it. But you should not rouse him to ire. It should be spontaneous on the part of the master. Say, you go to Babajan or Upasni Maharaj or Tajuddin or Meher Baba or just anybody, just an outsider comes and sits 5 minutes, and all of a sudden Baba starts clouting him for no reason at all. That is it. That's the point. Not that that particular man should rouse Baba's ire to beat him. No, that's no value. And they would never do it. They would never do it. All of us, we have seen in Babajan lifting up a lighting faggot and swinging it good and proper on anybody, just anybody. Swearing, oh yes, she used to swear like a man. And you know what Baba used to say about Babajan? Always used to address Babajan as the emperor. Always emperor. Nothing but emperor. And with tremendous respect, mind you, the avatar saying about his guru, with tremendous respect. You could actually see in his eyes the respect flowing from his eyes. And he used to say, emperor. She was an emperor. But he never explained what he meant. He never explained what he meant by emperor. Maharaj, yes, perfect master. Kutub. Always. Tajuddin Baba, Narayan Maharaj, all these perfect master. But with Babajan, he always used to say, whenever Babajan's word came out, he used to show this sign, the sign of the highest, emperor. He never explained what he meant by emperor. But, well, try to stretch your imagination. Our nut is enveloped in ignorance. You just couldn't fathom. The drop can't embrace the ocean. The drop cannot calibrate the ocean. That's why I was telling some of my friends, no mental gymnastics, no mental acrobatics. Baba also said, just forget it. Just forget it. Just remember one thing. Do as I tell you to. That's all. Leave the rest to me. Leave the result to me. Because I am responsible for the order I give to you. Well, it's a fact. It's a fact. So, we obeyed him. We obeyed him implicitly, never caring to know the result it would bring. Even now we don't care. We just follow blindly. And that's the duty of the slave, to follow. Because Hafiz has again said that you don't know what he means when he says that. At the same time, Hafiz has said that the words come out of a different tongue. So the hearer should also have a different ear, or different ears, or of the same caliber as the tongue, to understand the meaning. Our intellect is limited. Nothing at all. We just cannot grasp the ocean. So I tell these chappies who come here, when they put me the question, what Padri, what is this, and Padri, what is that? The first thing I tell them, my friend, no mental gymnastics. No mental acrobatics. It will take you nowhere. Nowhere. Don't question the act of a master. Why did Baba do this and why did Baba do that? Well, look, my friend, we never questioned that, so I cannot give you an answer why he did that. You ask him. See if you can get an answer, then you let me know. I'd be enlightened myself. You see, that's the code of conduct with us Indians. Between the disciple and the guru, the strict code of conduct, the disciple, the follower, never questions the master. Why so? Why so? That particular act may be explained later on, but at that particular time a certain order is given. The disciple, the slave, the servant, the follower doesn't ask the question. Why? No. That's our code, and it is strictly followed. Well, idiots do question back, and they get an answer in right manner. Or the man who wouldn't understand would not be given a particular question. It's rather difficult to understand. But in short, a slave doesn't ask the king, "Oh king, why is it so?" Oh no, slave is a slave and a king is a king. King is above law. The perfect master is above law. You couldn't question his action. You just couldn't question his action. That's why he said, you do as I tell you to. Because you are bound by ignorance. And you do not know what I am about to do. You get that job done, that's all. I ask many people, do you meditate? Yes, they say. How many hours? Some say half an hour, some say 1, 2, 4, I don't know what. Well, I tell them, that's not necessary. And I ask them, can you concentrate, can you meditate? Mostly, invariably, the answer is no. I'll tell you what Baba said about meditation. He asked us to meditate too. But yoga, no. Meditation, definitely yes. He himself ordered us, and we used to meditate. There is a pamphlet on that meditation, specially written on meditation. Baba's gist was, meditation should be enjoyed. The mind should enjoy meditation. Our minds being mercurial, it doesn't want to come and concentrate on one point. So, there is always a tug of war, sort of a tug of war. The meditator wants to concentrate on one point, and the mind doesn't want to come to that point. It just wanders away again. So what happens? There is a tug of war. But that is possible in the beginning. So, Baba said that you should enjoy your meditation. There should be no tug of war. That's right. Unless you enjoy a thing, you couldn't meditate on a thing, or can you? No, sir, you can't. So, meditation Even for a minute is just enough. You don't need to sit for hours together to meditate. What's the use? You are wandering everywhere. Your mind is wandering everywhere. And in relation to this, Kabir has said, Kabir, the saint poet of India, he says, the rosary moves in your hand and the tongue moves in your mouth, while your mind moves all over the place. My friend, that is no meditation at all. So we come back to Baba's words. Meditation should be enjoyed by the meditator. It is difficult, but not impossible. It is not difficult. It is difficult, but not impossible. Once you get the trend of meditation, it becomes easy. But it requires an endeavor on the part of the doer. Because the mind is enveloped in samskars, it doesn't want to concentrate on one thing at all. It is mercurial. It wanders from place to place. That's what Kabir says. Your mind wanders all over the globe. That's no meditation at all. You should enjoy the meditation. That's real meditation. Meditation could be done any time, while you're walking in the street, while you're at the desk, while you're eating. Just a second or 2 or 5 or 10 seconds. That's meditation. Try it. See the joy it gives you and the freedom it gives you. Drop your pen while you are at desk. Sit down serenely. Just meditate on whatever name you are meditating on. It be anything. It be anything? Yes, sir. Baba said that all the souls who pray to different deities ultimately comes to me alone and nobody else. Pray in anything you want. Remember Ram, Krishna, Muhammad, Zoroaster, or even stone deities. Doesn't matter. Everything comes to me. All prayers come to me alone. Remember anything. You meditate on any name, but, well, when the source has said that everything comes to me, why not meditate on the source itself? Yes, why not? When he authoritatively says that I am God, and all your prayers come to me, damn it, why should I pray to somebody else? Why not Baba himself? Well, of course, there are no agents in God's domain. They are all the same. But even when they are all the same, and when Baba is in our midst, why should I not meditate on his name? And he has said, well, the whole world knows it. He has said, I have come not to teach but to awaken. Wake up. Wake up. Well, there is awakening there already. Isn't that an awakening while you are listening to this? What is it? If that is not an awakening, then what is it? It is indeed an awakening. Well, some points may not appeal to you, but our mind, our intellect, enveloped in ignorance, cannot calibrate knowledge. So, all these mental acrobats is not going to take us anywhere. Give it up. Meditate, of course, by all means. Meditate for a few minutes, that's all. You don't need hours and hours and hours. What's the use of telling the rosary for hours and hours while your mind is wandering all over the place? Another thing, the mind wanders, tries to wander, or it gets tired soon. The meditator feels sleepy. Yes, sir, I have experienced that. You do feel sleepy. But try to wake up. Wake up. Be agile. And by you will be able to meditate and you will enjoy it. That's the real way. Your mind should enjoy, Baba's words, your mind should enjoy the meditation. It should not be tired. It should not get dopey. It should not wander. So, you don't need hours and hours together. Once you get the know of it, once you get the trend of it, meditation for a few seconds will immediately refresh your mind. You enjoy it because you have enjoyed it. I have come not to teach but to awaken. That's what Baba said. True. The awakening has come. But people, on coming to know about Baba or reading some books and gathering some intellectual knowledge, are very keen on having quick results. No, sir. That requires births and deaths and cycles of births and deaths. It cannot be acquired in just one birth. Now, even your coming to Baba is the fruit, or are the fruits of your trying in the past cycles of births and deaths. Past, definitely. People say that we lack something. What? What do you lack? Oh, you have lived with Baba, you have seen Baba, we have not seen Baba. I said, what about it? You could have seen him in the past life, you are young. Yes, the past life is gone. What can I do about that? All right, past life is gone. So is everybody's. That doesn't mean it is lost. You could have seen Baba, definitely. I could assure you that, though I cannot tell you with authority. But Baba's words couldn't be true. The Master's words could not be false. That it requires, every Master has said that it requires the endeavor of births and deaths, cycles of births and deaths. A must does not become a must in one day. And supposing he became must in one day, all right, how about his endeavors of the past births? That's what put him on the path. About this, Hafiz has said that people have yearned for years together. For years together, there is a number of people have yearned for years together for the darshan of God, for the sight of God. And out of those millions, Sad Hazar, out of that 100,000, only one gets on the path. This is such a difficult path. But that should not discourage you. The Master is the all compassionate Master, all compassionate God in the form of a human being is there. That's why he says, you come to me. Did not Christ say, you come to me, leave all and follow me? There is a meaning behind it. Yes. Even Baba has said, those who lose their all in me shall find their all in me ever after. Give everything away. Surrender to Him. Surrendering is the thing. He'll take care of the rest. That's the point. But that also becomes, for a novitiate, that also becomes a very, very difficult task, though not impossible, because of Maya. Maya means the samskars that binds him. It's only the grace of the Master that descends on that particular soul, then he can outlast. Yes, sir. The grace of the Master is a great thing. I'll give you the examples. I'll give you 3 examples of the grace of the Master. Here in Meherzad, 2 in Meherzad and 1 in America. Well, if you doubt Baba was not perfect, forget it. He was perfect. He was God as man. Now, the compassion, the compassion of the Master, the grace of the Master descending upon an ordinary mortal. Baba had a dog, a bitch, brought as a pup from the Himalayas, named Gulu. She lived all her life, about 12 years in Meherzad. She was liked, she was pampered by Baba. Baba used to feed her. She loved Baba tremendously. Well, death overtakes everybody. She became old and was about to die. Every treatment was given till the last time. Baba was in Meherzad, and the dog, the wish, was in her last throes, was laying on the ground just opposite Kaka's door. The Mandali was there too, Baba there. Just before Gulu, this bitch passed out, died. Baba uttered the word, "This is the last lower birth for her. The next birth for this dog will be a human being." Yes, sir. The creation shall obey the word. Baba's word becomes law. That particular soul shall become a human being, and creation shall see to that. Another case of a cat. Baba had been to America. This was narrated to me by Erich. He had been in the house of somebody, I don't know who, and the cat of the house of all the people jumped on Baba's lap and sat on his lap. Baba passed his hands and spontaneously said, "This is the last birth for the cat. In evolution, the next birth will be a human being." That's the Master's grace. The grace of the Master descends like that. All right, these 2 cases. A third one, even better than these 2. Mani had a dog called Peter. That too passed all his life in Meherzad or wherever Baba was or wherever Mani was. He's a Cocker Spaniel, lovely dog, intelligent. About to die, And Baba said, that's the last birth. In his evolution, this will be the last lower birth. The next birth will be a human being, and he will come in contact with me. Hear that? He will come in contact with me. That was about 2 years ago, before 1969. About 2 years ago. So, that dog, as a youngster in his mother's arms, must have come in contact with Baba. And as I said, the creation shall obey the Master's words. These three souls are in human form now. Definitely, that's the Master's grace. Now, just imagine how many births and deaths these three souls must have skipped. Can you imagine? Innumerable. Innumerable. You just cannot count them. In like manner, a human being, when he comes in contact with a perfect Master, his samskars are burnt when he is in the presence of the Master. Kabir has said here, Kabir says, 1 second, half a second, half a second, if you are in company of a perfect Master, millions of your samskars are burnt away. This again gives the figure which Baba said once, that every breath is about 800 million samskars. 800 million. Every breath. You spend that much, you acquire that much. So, what must be the load on you, on us, on everybody? Even the mast on the path is not free from samskars. Till the last vestige of the samskar is cleaned out, there is no union. There is no union. Samskar is a bondage. But a mast, a pilgrim on the path, his samskars are being eliminated. He is on the path, he is progressing ahead. About Muhammad, he said, Muhammad was from the 3rd to 5th. He skipped the 4th, the most dangerous plane in the travel. Baba said, no more progress for him during this birth. But just imagine the progress he received at the hands of the Master. Had he gone on his own, it would have taken cycles of births and deaths for him. We do not know the number. Maybe 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. But here, coming in contact with a perfect Master, his grace just shot him up into the 5th. He is on his way. He'll go, he'll reach his goal. He is beyond danger now. But each individual soul is bound by samskar, so is Muhammad bound. But his samskars are getting feeble and feeble and feeble. Every pilgrim that progresses on the path, each day makes his samskars feeble, till the last, when the last vestige is destroyed, which Baba calls Manonash. When that is destroyed, union is established. Mind should completely be destroyed. Mind is because of the samskars. Soul should only remain. Well, of course, the body, the vehicle is there. The vehicle has got to be there. But the progress is of the soul. And one day Baba said, that when the union comes by, when the soul, when the drop merges with the ocean, the feeling is such that drop. Baba said that you will feel that you have not been separated from the ocean for 150 millionth of a second. You are always there. Now, is 150 millionth of a second some time? You are eternally there. You are never separated from the ocean. Yet you are limited. Yet we are limited all. And that limitedness brings ignorance. So, in this ignorance, no mental acrobatics. Just listen to the perfect masters. Just listen. They couldn't tell you anything else but the truth. This truth, by the different masters, this being an unlimited ocean, some say something, some say something. It's the same story. It's the same story. So, don't take that Hafiz is perfect and Rumi is not and Jalaluddin is not, because he hasn't mentioned anything about this or about that. No. Ocean being unlimited. They just cannot test the French. They can't explain even the French. And even if they try to explain, our ignorance will not be able to grasp it. How can it? How can a drop grasp the ocean? Intellectual knowledge remains intellectual knowledge only. It is only intellectual progress that is no spiritual progress. So, when you gather some intellectual knowledge, don't become swollen-headed that you are progressing. No, sir. Intellectual knowledge remains intellectual knowledge. Its domain is mental, is not spiritual at all. Intellectual knowledge is no progress at all, is of no value. Mind you, is of no value, but it helps. It does help channelize your mind towards God. You are gathering all intellectual knowledge. Yes, have it by all means. But don't let that inflate your ego that you are progressing. No, sir. That's no progress at all. Mind remains mind. Mind cannot enter the world of the soul. It is destructible. Soul is eternal. So, intellectual knowledge remains intellectual knowledge. That is no progress at all. But it always helps. Baba said, yes, read by all means. But don't ever think, don't ever let that inflate your ego that you are progressing. No, sir. No, sir. You don't progress intellectually at all. If you had seen these musts and asked them what intellectual knowledge they had, I am sure they would have clouted you good and proper. Intellectual knowledge has got nothing to do with the progress of the soul. Nothing at all. Each individual, each must, after he assumes a new body, when his time comes, his veil is torn and there he is. He knows his identity. On and on he goes. On and on he goes. There are setbacks. He needs help. The master is there. The avatar is there to help him. And whom does the avatar help? He helps himself, because he sees himself in everything. It is God alone. God alone. But even then that limitedness has come. Well, try to understand how that is. Limitedness, unlimitedness. You can't fathom unlimitedness with limitedness. So, each soul is progressing. But because that limitedness cannot understand illimitedness, unlimitedness, the Master, all these Masters have said, just listen to what we have to say. And Baba has said the same thing. It is indeed good. The awakening is there. Keep it up. Keep it up. You'll reach your goal someday. You're bound to reach your goal. There is no other goal for anybody. Every soul reaches the goal ultimately, may it be soon or may it be late, according to each individual endeavor, according to the grace of the Master. The soul's progress is there. Well, what's the difference? Once a coach is put on the track, the engine will come and pull it away. Why worry about it? Why should the coach worry? When will I reach the destination? Well, land yourself on the track. Be on the rails. Engine will come and hitch you up and take you to your goal. That's right. Go ahead. When I mentioned about yoga, I meant the Hatha Yoga, where a man wants to acquire some occult powers or yogic powers, after which he can levitate in the air, he can read in the dark, or he can get himself buried in the earth. All right, you get buried in the earth, you can read in the dark. Why do you want it? Haven't you got light enough? Read in the dark, all right. What are you going to do about it? What is it worth? Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Instead, the other two yogas, what Baba says, Karma Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is the worship where the pilgrim or the yogi just sings the whole day, his whole life, the praise of the Master or praise of God. He sings all day the song of God. The second is Karma Yoga. Karma means act, the deed, where a man, where that particular yogi, though he does not know, gives selfless service. Yes, sir, he is also a yogi. This brings in results. This will definitely bring in results, but there is a point here. The Karma Yogi should never think that he is doing service. About not even express, not even think. Expression is quite different and thinking is quite different. Baba says he should not even think that he is doing selfless service. He is doing some good to humanity. Even this particular thought in his brain, in his head, wipes out the good he has acquired. It is so delicate a matter. It's that ego. It's that ego that will make him think. The doer, the Karma Yogi, should never think that he is doing a benevolent thing. He is doing selfless service. He should keep on doing it and never worry about the result. Never proclaim that he is doing this Karma Yoga. There are many people in India, we have come across many people who do that, do selfless service. Yes, do that. There are many people, even in the east or west, who do selfless service. But let not the thought enter your head that you are doing it. You are doing good to humanity. No. You are doing good for your own self. Try to relieve the suffering of humanity. Help the poor. Help the needy. Selflessly. Without any result that it might bring about. Without thinking of the result that it will bring about. You shouldn't think about that. As the man who sings the praise of God constantly, the Bhakti Yoga. In Bhakti Yoga, he constantly sings the praise, that's all. He knows nobody else. He knows nobody else. He is constantly thinking about God. He just might take a pair of cymbals in his hand to beat the tempo and sing. He might sing anything, just any name, even Ram, Krishna, Mahadev, anything, Baba, anything. That's Bhakti Yoga. Then that is Karma Yoga. These two bring the benefit to the doer, definitely. Not that Hatha Yoga, where a man is after getting some occult or yogic powers to levitate, to get buried, to read in the dark. No, that is bondage. That is bondage. Whereas in this Karma Yoga and Bhakti Yoga, there is release. Ultimately, that particular soul comes into the contact of a perfect master, who again helps him get a release from the bondage further. That's what you should practice, and not Hatha Yoga. What do you want to levitate for? To show it to the world? All right. Here I'd give you a story about a man who was a yogi, and another one who was on the path. It so happened that both of them wanted to cross a river. This yogi had come ahead of the man on the path, and he was waiting for the boat to come in. And by that time, he waited for a little while, and by that time, the man on the path comes. They start talking to each other. The boat is coming late. So the yogi gets restless, and he just starts fuming, and he says, "Oh, go away, I don't want to wait for the boat, I'll walk away. I'll go on the other side, walking on water." And he got up, started walking on water. He took about 5 steps or something. The other man, he says, "Hey, come here, mister, come back. Where are you going?" "I'm going on the other side." "How? Didn't you see me walking on the water?" "Oh, you walk on water, don't you?" "Yes, I do." "Can't you?" "No, I can't." Then you acquired this knowledge of walking on water, didn't you?" "Yes, I did." "How many years did it take you?" "Oh, it took me about 10 years of yoga practice." "Oh, your yoga of 10 years is worth hardly 5 paisa. If I pay 5 paisa to the boatman, he will take me on the other side. Good night. You may go. You can walk on water. Go away." Well, the story has a moral. That man opened the eyes of that yogi, that it is all futile exercise. It's absolutely futile. Yes. What was it worth? What was his yoga of 10 years worth? 5 paisa, a cent. That's all. Why run after that cent? Why not have something concrete, which this man showed it to him, which the master can show us? Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga. Yes, but not Hatha Yoga. Well, if you want to levitate in the air, you may. Well, nobody is going to stop you. But mind you, if you make a mistake, you come bang on the floor, and there you might break your neck. Don't do that.